Folks, my name is Sam Whitfield, and I'm the host of the Whitfield Analysis, which is a political podcast. I'm on the internet. I'm here to talk to you today, though, about something else. I'm going to be starting a new miniature web series on a couple of non-political things. I've been doing conservative political commentary for quite a number of years, and I just kind of wanted to start a YouTube channel dedicated to some other things, such as uh, music, films, and movies. And comedy. Somewhat, I might do some comedy stuff on here too. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit about myself in this first video, kind of give you a little introduction into what this channel is going to be about. So as I stated just a few minutes ago, I'm the host of the Whitfield Analysis, which is a politically conservative podcast on the internet, intended for college students and high school students, trying to present the conservative viewpoint to high school and college students, because I believe, as so many other young conservatives do, that the liberal bias in high school and in college outranks the conservative opinions almost 10 to 1, and it's more like 100 to 1, to be quite honest. So I've been doing that podcast for about 7 years now, and I've had great success with it. I've got a great team over there, and I'm just really into politics. However, I just wanted to, as I said, start this channel to venture into some other interests of mine that I'm really into. I'm also a major film buff. My favorite film of all time has to be The Godfather. It's a masterpiece all around. Francis Ford Coppola is a genius. Godfather 1 and 2 were absolutely perfect films, in my opinion. And Part 3, although most people tend to kind of poo-poo part number 3, I actually like part number 3. I think it's a very good film, and I'll actually be talking in a future video, hopefully this week, about why I think the third Godfather is actually a very decent film. Actually a pretty good film. I think it finishes up the trilogy quite nicely. So I'm going to be talking about the Godfather trilogy in one of these videos, as well as some other mob movie related stuff. I'm also a big fan of the Star Wars saga. I'm a big Star Wars nerd overall, to be quite honest. I love movies 4 through 6, or the prequel, or the original trilogy. Sorry about that. But then I also love the prequel trilogy too, and I know that there's a lot of complaints about the prequel trilogy, but I honestly don't know what everyone's big problem with the prequel trilogy is. Yeah, I think there are some flaws in the prequel trilogy, but I think there are also people who are overreacting, and a lot of these people who say that the prequel trilogy somehow ruined their childhood because of Jar Jar Binks, uh, Hayden Christensen, or some of these other minor side things. I mean, come on. I get that they're somewhat annoying, and I get that there are some flaws in the prequel trilogy, but come on, to say that an entire uh, prequel trilogy ruined your love of Star Wars, or ruined your childhood, or to put it bluntly, as some fans have put it out there, raped your childhood, I think is going a little bit too far. I mean, Star Wars is a great film, and yeah, the prequels might not be as good as the originals, but I think that people who spend all their time online complaining about how bad the prequels are, well, I don't think they have much of a life as far as their online world goes. And I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on the Star Wars prequel trilogy, what I like and what I don't like. And folks, you might be surprised to know that I actually like more things about the prequel trilogy than I dislike the prequel trilogy. Another thing that you guys should know about me, I'm big into music too. I'm a big classic rock fan. Basically anything from the 60s uh, with the Beatles to The Who, Led Zeppelin, um, basically anything like that is in my music genre, all the way up to the early 80s. I'm a big fan of The Police, Sting, obviously. Uh, Rush is one of my all-time favorite bands, and so is Van Halen, and so is Kiss. So basically anything in that classic rock genre that you can think of, I'm there when it comes to music. And we'll also be talking about music in this show. I honestly don't think that too many people in my generation, and yes, I am part of the millennial generation, know what good music is. So we'll be talking about that too. I also love smooth jazz and jazz just in general. I really try and listen to every single type of music genre out there. I'm a fairly open-minded person when it comes to music, and so we'll be talking about that a lot about that too. And last but not least, I'm a big fan of stand-up comedy, and as you might be able to figure out from the hat I'm wearing, Dennis Miller is probably one of my all-time favorite comedians. I think that the only person, as far as who I like outranks Dennis Miller, is the great Jerry Seinfeld. But I actually discovered Dennis on his Westwood One radio show. I used to listen to the Dennis Prager show, who's another conservative talk show host. And then about 5 or 6 years ago, Dennis Miller came to my radio station, and they bumped uh, Dennis Prager's time slot off by 2 hours, moved him somewhere else, and put Dennis Miller on. At first, I didn't get his references. They were a little arcane, but I'm also a huge fan of 80s culture, and I don't know, I actually like Miller's obscure sense of humor. So, and I think he's very funny, actually, and I think that he's probably, as far as political commentary goes, one of the more well-rounded commentators in politics. So that's just a little bit about me. This was my first vlog, kind of, however you want to put it. Again, I'm big into film, big into music, so feel free to tweet me at samw_NGC, and yes, that is my official Twitter handle for my political podcast as well, but I tweet about multiple things, not just politics. So feel free to tweet me, like this video, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.